Hey guys, this is Tigress coming back to you with episode 7 of Craftymon. And as you can see from behind me, I've slightly been busy in between episodes. Basically, sort of, not necessarily like a last minute rush, but sort of a... I'm going to double check that thing out in a second, 'cause I'm pretty sure that is something that I've already got. But, I basically did again, all three defeat... Wait, no, no, I'm not. Let's say, now I'm stuck, but no, I'm not. I'll get back to that in a second, but basically I built this out, and to keep them all the same, keep like this area the same, I covered it in dirt, and I basically let the grass spread, which is why this is like this. There we gates put there, and once it's done, those two blocks of like the grass and that lot basically will get replaced with the birch. Just because I like how it interconnects. But like as the wheat was done, and the carrots, the potato was done. And I went, got some work, got some bones from skeletons and all a lot to basically full do it. It took a while. I also have been traveling, so I have also raided other villages. It is an enchanted. There's one right near my house. Damn it. But today was two things on the agenda. Agenda number one, we're gonna need more food. Actual agenda number one is in the last episode we got this treasure map, and I said I was going to unlock. Also, guys, between last episode and now, I have got some more iron because I figured one thing. I need to come. Earlier, this was exploring earlier. Went and found this really nice area. Now, it's typically not my normal building spots, but I think it's kind of like a really nice area, and hopefully we're gonna go and check it out in the episode. I won't be moving there for a while. For a couple reasons. One, if I move there, I'll have nothing. Two, I have no way to transport anything. And three, it is a bit of a distance. And by a bit of a distance, I do mean 10,000 blocks in the one direction. So guys, I did go travel 10,000, like, I basically went, carried on going, exploring. Thankfully for a good part of it, I was basically able to boat. I found this really nice area. That at some point I plan to... You know what, this chicken's getting moved out of here because it's getting way too annoying to deal with. But yeah, thankfully I can bow there, but the main problem is, I think the only option I've got to, you know, move stuff are satchels, and I don't think they are much better. Obviously, I can carry a bunch of stuff in my inventory, and I will basically just look and see what I do need. But again, won't be moving for a little while. The main reason is, like, one of the reasons is I do want the carrots, like, because they were only planted earlier. These have been planted for a while. So I do want those to go, to grow so I can take... I'd like to take, like, a stack. I would like to, but I don't know how possible it's going to be because, basically, at least for a couple of episodes, I basically, for the short answer, I'm gonna slightly put off moving as long as possible. I'm obviously not gonna do too much around here, but the area does actually offer a few good new things. But the main annoyance is going to be transport and stuff. Now, if I had a happy guest, then it would be possible. Did not know I had gold in there. But before we do, up to 18, up to 18, up to 9, up to 18, up to 18, up to 18, up to 18, and then up to 18. I'm gonna let a couple of them out. And basically, for the most part, basically just gonna go and spend some time in the iron farm because the one thing about moving is it's 10,000 blocks away from here, which means it's about almost it's between I think it's just over like 10,000 from my iron farm because there's like 200 blocks between my house and my iron farm. Now I'm going to spend some time at the iron farm and basically do what I typically do and be like, right, start. Let the things sort of grow up, stand near the iron farm and cut back in a few different points. But yeah, guys, so what I probably will do is just check out like 3 or 4 of them. I probably will just actually. I will just have all 5 of them out while I'm just hanging around the iron farm because a bunch of them were just basically a bunch of evolutions. Because again, I basically went and got the levels up to like 18. I didn't want. Part of me was tempted to go to 19, but didn't kind of want to push it. So, but basically, guys, now it's going to become the annoying part of. I'm going to stand around here, wait, and beforehand, guys. Hopefully, there's no audio problems this week because, again, not on mute. So hopefully not. But yeah, gonna stand around here, wait for these lot to gain a few levels, and I'll cut back in between once they're evolving and all that lot. So we're back when the first one starts evolving, and hopefully not within the first 2 seconds. Oh, guys, someone's evolving. I will take a look at all of them individually, like, after, but yay, one evolved. I know exactly what's going to happen. A couple of them are going to go in, like, the next, like, 30 seconds. And, guys, in reference, it's been like a couple minutes, so it's not actually been that long. Okay, I'm gonna say now, you kind of looked a bit cute before you evolved. Guys, basically, there's a few, like, I've got a few good examples when I admit bad, when I can actually speak, what I'm about to say. But in Pokemon, there's a few Pokemon that I personally think look a bit cooler pre-evolved, like before they've evolved into the final evolutions. Litten and Torcat look really cool and cute little, like, sort of like cats. Litten looks like a nice little house pet. All smooth as evolving. So thingy. So we get a little nice ice porcupine and then a ice thing. Scorch is got up to 13. But yeah, guys, so like Litten looks like a really cool little cute little house cat. Torcat looks a bit more of like a saber-tooth tiger. But then Incineroar just looks like a buff-ass wrestler. Um... A lot of... Here's one. About to say. Is Pig Knight? No. Tepig. Tepig, I think, looked a bit cuter as sort of the Porky Pig thing. But then when it evolves into Pig Knight and then Ember, I don't dislike Ember as much as I used to. I used to not like none of the Unova starters. Kind of grown on me. If I had to pick a generation of starters to get rid of, it would be Unova. Just because Samurott I've picked twice in the 2 playthroughs I've done of Black and White. Originally it was going to be not Samurott. Superior. If I ever play through Black and Pokemon White 2, because it was Pokemon Black and then Black 2 I played through. I wanted to use Reshiram. Simple answer to that. I prefer Reshiram to Zekrom. A lot of times for me, I do go based off what box that I do prefer. Because I basically never look up version exclusives. There are a few times where version exclusives played a bit of a part, like Gliscor and Gligar are version exclusives to Brilliant Diamond. And you can't get them in Shining Pearl unless you trade. But I'd already decided to play Brilliant Diamond. Because unfortunately they were my first interactions with Gen 4, with Sinnoh games. Because at the time I didn't have a 3DS or a DS, or didn't have Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and at the time the only way to play Pokemon was the Switch. Since I've got all the games from Gen 4 onwards. Just because I want, like, one of them was like a nice personal collection. I'm gonna start making my way back because it's starting to become night, and I honestly thought that would take longer. Saying that, I spent a bit of time earlier doing this, and it really didn't take as long as I thought it did. I've basically just got to turn as quick as possible as soon as I see this pal is this thing is leveling up. I'm gonna sort of sail towards that way. I think that's closest. I think that's where the map is trying to tell me. But in honesty, I have no idea. See, I would pick the thing up, but I've already got one, and I'm not exactly that big fan of the species anyway. I will say now, a lot of my choices for who my final team members are going to be. You'll be fine. Gonna go based on the fact of what the final evolve forms look like. Now, normally I would have, and I did it for the first lot, but considering the fact that it didn't take that long, and I was in the middle of talking. We're gonna go and spend like a minute or two in the giant field. But to be fair, I'm half expecting to not be able to find out where this buried treasure is, getting bored with it in about 20 minutes, and then being like, right, okay. And then deciding to head back. Squeakers! Squeakle? Squeakle. Okay, Squeakle, you kind of look really cool, and I kind of want to. Wrexham! I don't know why I was going, oh my god, what's this thing going to evolve into? Not like I didn't already know. And unfortunately, their final evolved forms aren't that impressive to me. Don't get me wrong, I think they're cool, I'm just not that impressed with them. Which more than likely means they probably will. And I probably will replace them with something, because I do think the turtle's really cool. But I will make my final 6 choice once these are all evolved. Scorch is on the annoying side of overlapping with Phoenix. And with the fact I'm limited, like with the fact that... Okay, Ominous, you are staying on the team. You look beautiful. You look cool as anything. So... I'm basically going to go and decide the final team now. Why I think Smoothers is kind of cool, it's just a porcupine. It's just like a hedgehog, so... No. And why I think Alsbog also kind of looks cool. Not intrigued at all. Again, Weasel looks kind of cool, but... Nah, Turtle looks really cool. And that is... 16. Glazier I do want to keep because it does look cool, but I also kind of want to keep Leafeon. But according from going based on colorwise alone, they are different types. So they're both staying. Unfortunately, I think it might be Squeakle. Although I might just actually have a look, see what other powers I do have. Because evolving them's not too much of a pain. Also guys, if anyone does do content, let me know in the comment section below whether you feel like you've been recording for like hours, but in reality it's been like 20 minutes. Because I've literally just checked how long I've been recording for, and it's like, oh, 20 minutes. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I have both of them, but that's not fully. Stingrage is something I kind of want to keep, but I don't know yet. Squoggle already know. Phoenix. basically depend on Rex if Wrexham stays on the team, because this thing is really cool. But time to sort of head towards the buried treasure, although... Guys, unintentionally, I kind of have been trying to break my armor a little bit because it's almost broken. I'd rather have it. I'd rather need to go out the way to kind of break it now. Than basically be out in the middle of nowhere and it break. But I think to be on the safe side, I probably will just grab some iron. But time to sort of head where I think. We'll go up this way because I'm gonna go like that way. I'm presuming this way, guys. I'm not 100% sure. I will probably just spend... Basically, what's going to happen is... I'm either going to spend a bit of time looking for this thing and not find it. And basically be like, right, guys, I'll try and find it again in some other episode. And then basically most of the footage just gets scrubbed. Or... I'm going to find the thing and I'm going to need to go back a several bit because it's going to basically be boring as anything. Also, guys, I am recording later than normal. Like, typically, I'd be halfway through recording by now. Gmon? What the hell are you? Okay, never mind. But yeah, we are basically just going to settle in this direction for a tiny bit. And if I can't find nothing, guys, then I have no idea. Although I'm hoping I do, because a lot of this episode is literally based on me the fact of being able to find this treasure. Because, guys, earlier I was like, hold on, wait a minute, what am I doing for this week's episode? And I logged on, it's like, oh, the treasure map's in my inventory. Good thing I decided to have a backup plan and basically go and have a look to see in a few different directions if I could find nothing. Went like 10,000 blocks, like past the iron farm, like minus wise, couldn't find nothing. There's a few areas, but I can't remember whether they've done that way or that way. I found one that kind of looks cool. Also, guys, hopefully, and I mean hopefully, this isn't the fourth episode in a row to cause me problems. Because basically, episode 4 through to episode 6, so 4, 5, and 6, have all had something that I've had to sort. Which is just a trend with the series because, again, the first few episodes were a pain. because in episode 4, the audio in the first half wasn't there. From what I know, I was on mute, and every so often now, I'm just double checking. I'm hoping this area better not look nice, because otherwise it's like, it's just right across the water. It wouldn't take me that long to move. Again, I'm open up to seeing other areas, and I might just have a quick look around. And benefit, the iron farm's not too far away, so I wouldn't want to make a new one. But like, if I do move to where I'm going to go, well, like, because I'm gonna go to some point, I'm gonna move it there at some point, but it's the difference of, do I move there, or do I move into somewhere else that I potentially find beforehand? And this is kind of a really nice area, but I don't know, it kind of feels way too close. Although, guys, moving 10,000 blocks wouldn't be the first I've moved before now. There is a world where I'm like 12 to 13,000 away from spawn. And that's from spawn. Again, I'll go a good few thousand, but if I don't appear on the map, then there's nothing really I can do. See, I would say if I, like, because I very much doubt this, in some future point, because if I don't find it today, if at some future point I end up finding it, it should be chucked into the episode, but at some point I might go and look outside the episode. I generally do kind of prefer looking for things and like going exploring in between episodes, because I can basically do that whenever. Also, guys, at the time of recording, I don't know whether if there was any streams yesterday, I have no idea. I've got something I'm in my kind of tempted to record, which would be a small series, but it wouldn't be a weekly series. It'd be, I've got time, I can record something now. But it would 100% be a case of, because I don't think I would in the amount of time that. See, this is a direction that I've not actually been in. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to start climbing mountains, because that's going to be annoying. Also, guys, see, honestly, slightly sorry how I've basically spent the last few episodes exploring. Unintentionally. Episode 4, at the end of episode 4, I basically went and started because I thought, may as well get a decent track now. Episode 5 continued. And then episode 6 was coming back, but then during halfway through episode 6, because I got back earlier than I expected, I thought I potentially would have been able to make a full episode out of basically just getting back to my base. I would have had to go further. Which is the reason why, if I do go and show where I'm tempted to build, just because there's a small chance that in between like now and who knows when, I might find somewhere nicer. but I will basically be like, right, guys, I'm gonna go from here and then cut to the new location, because it is gonna take me it's gonna take me a while to get there. Because it's a case like before I even because guys, one, this is a 10,000 it's like 10,000 blocks away from where I'm currently living. Two, there's a bunch of mountains which are gonna add a few more minutes, and some of them are snowy. Three, it's a trip that I don't think, even if I was to basically not cut between the fact of me leaving my base and getting to the location, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get there by the end of the episode. And that'd be if the episode was like a full hour long. Which I don't think is ever gonna, I don't think Craftmon's ever gonna be a full hour long. Because I have 60 minutes worth, I can basically upload up to about an hour. Whether it be unedited and not, whether it be unedited in raw footage, or whether it be edited. Share Factory, I don't know why, only allows me to go back up to about an hour. Which I'm not completely annoyed at. I had to deal with the fact, for a good while, I could only do 15-minute episodes on YouTube. Now, 15 minutes doesn't sound too bad. But this was back before I knew how to edit, which means a lot of things were a case of what I did was what the thing. I know how to edit now, and I've got better than I used to be. But, Quest is definitely a series that I wouldn't, there's a few reasons why I don't think I'll ever bring back Quest, and will basically only ever do sort of small cases of small videos when it comes to it, but basically there'll never be content with Quest again, more than likely. Guys, the next time I know for a fact I'll be on Quest will be when I do a Christmas video this year. And that's not even a full-length video, that's just more of a case of Happy Christmas. Just sort of a nice little small thing to basically give, because over the Christmas period, I have no idea what my schedule's going to be like. I probably will still stream over the Christmas period. But as in recording-wise, I don't know. I might potentially put Craftymon on a back burner for a couple weeks. Overwatch and Marvel Rivals will be up to normal. Those will be, and there potentially might be additional content from both of them during that period. But New Adventures at the minute is a case of I have no idea what to do with New Adventures. Part of me wants to when I get to up to episode 100, kill the Ender Dragon, and that kind of be the finale. Part of me's like, no, don't do it. But it's just a case of what to do. And part of me doesn't want to start basically recreating from Quest. I don't want to get rid of New Adventures. I really don't, because I do overall enjoy it. But I think for the time being, I might take a break. I will go all into this. I've not made a final decision, so there's no 100% guarantee. There probably will be New Adventures episodes next week, and if I do stop doing New Adventures for a while, I will try and replace it with something that's not. She gets home, goes and gets payback on Cyclops. This is a beginning episode in season 3. But before I do finish that, another reason why neither one of them could deny chemistry is Scott is out with his brother Alex, I think his name is, and Jean's talking with Storm, I think it was, and it's Scott's not that. She was talking to someone. She's like, Scott's not the person to go surfing in this weather, but Alex might. He does. They get trapped at sea. She starts to panic and worry about him. She starts to panic and worry about someone who's just a friend. Cut to the episode in season 3 where about to say, geez. Well, actually, they're both only one level away. Cut to an episode in season 3. Mystique is playing mind games. Like, Cyclops needs his glasses or his visor to be able to see, otherwise he will literally destroy anything with his laser sight. And because of that, she takes away his glasses. He is then blind. Mystique is literally playing games with a blind man at this point in time. And sneaking up on him, trying to, kill him. She then disguises herself as Jean, gets the spear, goes to try and stab him. Jean then busts through the roof, and Mystique turns to her and says, so the girlfriend's here to save him. And she's like, too right. Doesn't deny it, confirms it. Now I don't ever remember it being more... Again, recently seen this. I don't remember it getting brought back up. But I'm sorry, if a girl breaks in and saves... If someone who's just a friend breaks in to save you, you can't say they're just a friend. The only reason I will give either one of them slack for basically using the just a friend card, Jean was potentially dating someone called Duncan, and who's this typical annoying ass jock who you'd want to punch in the face. The only people that wouldn't are other jocks, because jocks typically in like shows are always just a case of the bullies. 9 times out of 10. Scotch is evolving. You look like a really cool fire lizard, and I really... Damn it! You might be staying around. What does Stingray look like? An even cooler Stingray. I will do that one in between episodes. But yeah, so she breaks in, saves Scott, and first words are... Literal first words that we hear her say in that room... Too right I am. It's subtly mentioned more than once how... When it comes to sort of like dances and like asking someone out... Like, you can, like, about the fact that when, like, Rogue even asks him a few times. Okay, I'm gonna go and try and look for this thing in a future episode. I don't mind the skeleton taking shots because it means the area is not going to get blown up. So, what I am going to do now is chuck that into my inventory. Scorcho is going to stay around for a little bit. But guys, out of all that, I think the only things I would want to take was one of the conflicts. Or potentially both conflicts, some of the healing stuff and all that lot. Part of me is tempted to allow myself to use shulker boxes. And I don't mean like 3 or 4 shulker boxes that I then get to keep. I mean 1 and 2. But let me know down below whether you would be fine with me using shulker boxes as a way of transporting, like, because there is that which is full, which I'd want to take all that with me. That's empty. There's that, and I'd want to take a good bit of that with me. And then there is this, which I'd want to take a good bit with me. Now, I don't have a problem making a couple trips if I need to, but I don't really want to if I don't need to, and it'd be more than 1 trip. So, let me know whether you would not, whether you would be annoyed if I did use shulker boxes, and let me know how many you think is fair. But guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the new location because I need to remember it. Now, thankfully, I did take a screenshot. And it is minus 100, minus 10,107, minus 10,000, then minus 8. 863. So, gonna head over there. Once I get there, I will then be back, and I will see you when I get there. So, guys, we're back. I've got to where I was going to again. Coordinates are on screen right now. Not exactly the funnest trip in the world, but I've also not properly explored it. I saw it from like a brief view from up here. There is a giant pole. I did do that just so I'd have a marker. But now time to get down safely. And I don't think that's going to exist. The annoying part is, if I die, I'm gonna respawn. Now, granted, I will, after I've explored this place, to see how much of a good place it is. Because I saw it and I was like, oh yes, instantly. Kind of in second thoughts. It's a nice secluded little area. And I could build something nice and secure. I don't really have many spheres on me. I will let you roam around for a few minutes. This is staying there for now, but I was thinking around here. But, like, I don't know. Again, that's why I said I'm not moving instantly. Just because I don't want to instantly move and be like, yeah, I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice area. Nice ponds, nice water around it. Literally got everything I'm looking for, like a nice secluded area, water around. Farms won't be too much of a pain. I can easy enough set up an iron farm around anywhere. Literal giant mine right next to it. But I don't know. Part of me is gonna like go and double check the other directions too, because I don't have a problem moving this far out as long as it is a decent like area. And I don't know whether it's just a case of part of me it's like, do I really want to move, or whether it's just part of me being like, hey, this isn't as good. It would need a load of work done to it to make it inhabitable. But like then I see parts like this and it's like, wow, this is really cool. Like, imagine living here. Again, this is kind of on my maybe list. It's the only spot that is on my maybe list in a minute. No, guys. I'm not... To get to back, I am not going to do a cut and then I'm going to be back instantly back in the house. Mainly because I don't want to need to work with 3 different recordings of all under like 4 minutes each. Because guys, what I basically did was just carried on going and just carried on watching stuff, and hopefully and thankfully I didn't land into anything that would burn or destroy me or cause my own death. Couple closest, but you know, I was fine. But we do need to make the trip back to the base, so no. Like I said, guys, I was not walking back. But yeah, it's like a nice area, kind of tempted, but part of me is like, yeah. Plus, the reason I'm like hesitating a lot now is because I've done a lot of work to this, and I reckon I could make it look nicer. It's just a case of like, it's I don't want to tear down my house, but part of me is like, I need more space. I want separate areas. But another part of me is like, I could and it wouldn't be a pain. The only problem would be my roof to extend it. But I don't know. It's just in case of I want a few new things. If I do, before I do move, I want to go and like look like 10,000 blocks that way, 10,000 blocks that way. Like I want to actually go and give both areas like, a nice chance. So why not the worst place in the world in a relatively nice area? Stinger, you will win this. You are definitely, like, you're almost 10 levels higher. They can level up during battle. That's cool. Yeah, one Stinger. Go, my stony tortoise. That was really cool. But like I said, guys, I'm gonna look both directions before I do actually make a decision. Just because I'm gonna put a couple things in consideration. One, all four directions of about 10,000 blocks each way. Is it anywhere I like within that? Two, how much work would it be to make my house what I need it to be? And the answer to that is kind of some work, kind of not. A lot of it would basically be tearing down the house, moving a lot of it. Because a lot of it would basically be strip mining, like basically stripping the whole area and then rebuilding up from that. Because I can tell you now, like this gate probably wouldn't, like this area still wouldn't be here, but the farms would. But then the gates for the farms would probably be different. Like I say, my house is my house and it works while it is. But again, part of me kind of like does want to like stay living here. Because I know a few changes I do want to do if I do. But like I say, I'm not... I need to sleep again. Bad enough traveling through the night. Took me a couple of days, okay? But yeah, so... I know what I would, and the whole project would get done in between us. The annoying thing is... the wheat farm. Which then extends to the other farms. But what I probably would do... is knock down my house, knock down this house. Well, actually, probably not. Knock down my house, move this all back, knock down this, trim some of this away, and have it as one giant open thing. Then again, I don't 100% know yet. I'll make a decision at some point. But guys, let me know whether if my words move, whether you would be fine with me using shulker boxes as transport. Not a case of I can take them anytime I go mining, just as I need to move from this area to this area. But I can't think of anything else that I do need to do, or want to do, more specifically. So I guess I think that's the end of the episode. We've leveled up almost all of them, all the way up to max. Stingray, see. I'm gonna give this dude a couple more minutes. But it is starting to get late. So it is a case of, if this dude can get to like level 15 within say 2 more minutes, then I will give him 10 minutes. Actually, no. I'll do it in 2 episodes. Part of me wanted to get it done now just because it would have been nice, but part of me's like, no, it's late. It's late and I'm tired. Basically, guys, for reference, I started filming like an hour and a half, a couple hours ago. It's now like almost 12:30, which means I do have to definitely be quiet. I mean, that's good to know I'm trapped in. But yeah, guys, the only problem would be is this glass, which I'm not too annoyed at. I know I can get some more from like overlayer. But overall, I probably would just extend it, and I'd probably also make it nicer. It's just like, overall, I do really like the house, but I 100% would change it. Like, I probably would stay with the same material, but I'm not 100% sure. But before I carry on yapping for any more time, because I don't want to need to go basically turn around and be like, hey, time to edit a whole hour worth of conversation, because I was nothing but yapping. But anyway, guys, this is Tigress. Hope you've enjoyed. If you are new around here, please like and subscribe. Should have said earlier. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as long as they're positive and aren't negative, like some comments, not gonna point out who, but if you are gonna basically be dickish comments, I'm not gonna mention them. I will see them, but again, I don't give a shit. Because there was a couple that was basically coming down to the case of, one person was nice and was like, you might want to work on your aim, and that's like, it's like, fair, yep, dude, thanks, fair enough. If you are the same person who mentioned it, noted it, my aim is something I've been trying to work on for years. I don't know why it is just as what it is, but again, I'm always working on my aim. I want to try and get my aim better. But obviously, the other person who decided to then take a crack at common sense, learn to spell, is all I have to say to that one. Because, guys, if you go back and check the Lunar Snow play the game, one person was like, you might want to, like, if it was negative, then hateful things too. But I took it as a positive thing and something I do need to work on. But go back and check the comments on that if you want to know why. And then feel free to, actually don't go and be a dick back to bully dicks and to bully people who've got nothing better to do than be bully dicks online. But anyway, guys, this is Tiger signing off. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Hopefully it's out on time, but I don't know because I'm recording this late. How much time I have tomorrow to edit. And as long as the audio's been fine, then we'll have no problem touching wood, crossing my fingers. But yeah, guys, this has been Tiger. This is Tiger signing off. See you next time. Bye.